general advice for you. I think we don't have much time. I'll try to wrap up quick. For most of you sitting here, and especially our students at the back, a very important piece of advice I have is to stay away from sin. Because the nature of sin is that it will not only trouble you in this life, trouble you in the next life, but also in this life. Yani sins bring upon evil consequences and troubles in both worlds. So when we find difficulties and hardships in our life, we should always try to remember that all of this could be a result of the actions that we are doing in our life. And so we must increase ourselves in istighfar. Students, you must always remember that the ilm you seek can leave you. The Quran you memorize, you can forget. The knowledge you have, you will be unable to put to practice if you have sin in your life. So you must always make tawbah and istighfar, because when you make tawbah to Allah Jalla wa Ala, what it does, two things are a result of making tawbah. The first is that Allah Ta'ala overlooks that sin of yours as if you have not done it, making sure that you fulfill the condition of tawbah. And the second thing is that the consequences of it are removed. Sins put a burden on you and they will make life simply difficult for you. Tawbah is a way of bringing yourself closer to Allah Ta'ala, and it is incumbent for you to increase yourself in it. The second piece of advice I have is to be diligent in your salawat, to pray on time, to try and develop khushu', because this is your reason for being here. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Allah Jalla wa Ala has made us to pray, to worship Him. And the first question Yawm al-Qiyamah is about as-salah. So try to be diligent in this affair and do not be negligent in it. Because Allah Ta'ala said what? فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. Woe be unto those who pray. الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. Those who are not diligent about the salawat. A third piece of advice I'd like to leave you with is to strengthen your bond with the Quran. Allah Jalla wa Ala's Quran is not just any scripture. It is His word. He communicates with you through this book. So upon you is not just to go over this book like any other book you would read. Do not treat it like a dictionary, but treat it like a friend. Let this book speak to you. Let it communicate. When you read it, don't simply chant its verses. When you read, maybe get a translation. You have good translation, Hilali Khan and whatnot. Few verses, just take a few verses and read its translation, and then think about how it relates to you. When it talks about establishing good relation with family, think about your relation with your family. This way the book speaks and you learn to implement it in your life. Some verses, some surahs of the Quran I'd recommend everyone to read. For there's a hadith from Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, which said, teach your women Surah An-Nur. As for the men who go out and they try to seek a living for their families, try to seek rizq, the same hadith says the men should strive to learn Surah Ma'idah. Learn as in go over tafsir. You have it online and whatnot, Ibn Kathir, right? So Surah Nur, Surah Ma'idah. For the children, I would recommend you try to go over Surah Luqman. And for the parents, I recommend you also read Surah Luqman. Because there are two amazing things we see in this surah. The children can benefit from the messages Luqman had to offer to his son. And the parents can benefit from the way he spoke to his son. The manner and his choice of words when it came to addressing his son. The order in which he advised him, starting with the most important things and going down the hierarchy. Likewise, the choice of words he used. He admonished in some places and he was kind in some places. So when we actually think over the Quran and we ponder with it, you will see these tiny details that will make an impact in your life. هذا هو الله تعالى أعلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.